einsetzt. Ich denke auch an die Wirtschaft, die einen zentralen Beitrag zur Verbesserung von Konnektivität im OSCE.
His Excellency Edward Nalbandian, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Armenia. You have the floor, sir.
Mr. Chairman, large-scale military offensive of Azerbaijan against Nagorno-Karabakh in April was the most dangerous escalation of the conflict since 1994. The Azerbaijani aggression was accompanied by gross violations of the international humanitarian law. When many OSCE participating states have been condemning the brutalities committed by Daesh, most of them could not even imagine that the same kind of crimes could be committed in the OSCE area by an OSCE participating state. It was the culmination of long-standing policy pursued by Azerbaijan, which has long before embarked on the path of hostilities, and we have been constantly reminded about it, including at the Ministerial Council level. First, instead of preparing the population to peace, as the co-chairs of the Minsk group have been calling for, Baku has for years fueled anti-Armenian propaganda. Second, the skyrocketing accumulation of heavy weaponry in violation of international arms control agreements have been pointing to Azerbaijan's inclination to the military solution. Third, the rejection to establish confidence-building measures proposed by the co-chairs shows that Azerbaijan has been striving to keep its hands free for military operations. Fourth, Azerbaijani leadership has never shied away to claim that war is a feasible option. Both Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh have always been against the use of force. This is the fundamental difference between the Armenian and the Azerbaijani positions. Mr. Chairman, Azerbaijan has been hiding its military casualties of April aggression in an attempt to justify a huge price of its adventurism. Both certainly it cannot hide the fact that together with human losses, the peace process became its casualty. The co-chair countries organized two summits with the participation of the presidents of Armenia and Azerbaijan in May in Vienna and in June in St. Petersburg to address the consequences of April aggression and create conditions conducive for the advancement of the peace process. It is imperative to implement what was emphasized and agreed upon in the framework of these summits: the exclusively peaceful settlement of the conflict, the full adherence to the 94-95 trilateral ceasefire agreements, the creation of a mechanism for the investigation of ceasefire violations, the expansion of the team of the personal representative of the OSCE chairman in office, the use of force against the right of people of Nagorno-Karabakh to self-determination created this conflict. Continuous threat to use force with this materialization in April seriously undermined the peace process and heavily contributed to the situation suspension of status quo. Thus, going beyond the status quo, first of all, requires renouncing the threat or use of force. When Azerbaijan refuses to implement the agreements reached, it undermines not just those agreements, it damages the peace process as a whole, since it contributes to eliminating the slightest hopes that anything agreed with Baku could ever be implemented. The realization of the agreements in good faith may open the door for starting to rebuild the trust, an essential prerequisite for the durable settlement based on three principles of international law: non-use of force or threat of use of force, equal rights and self-determination of people, territorial integrity, which together with the elements for conflict resolution were consistently proposed by the co-chair countries as an indivisible and integrated whole. And I would like to thank the chairman in office, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, and his team for their leadership in this organization throughout the year, as well as to extend my gratitude for warm hospitality. In conclusion, I would like to assure Austria, the incoming chair, that it can count on Armenia's support. I would also like to welcome Italy's joining the Troika. Thank you.